Hello, everyone. We are back. Let's get straight into it. No messing around. We have 45 minutes. We've got to move those bodies. Okay, so equipment wise, Pilates ring if you've got it. If you don't have one, why do you not have one? Order one, grab one. So easy to get. And really it does change the postural alignment when we're moving and learning about activation. Um, when I'm not physically there to help you. So get one of those, get your hands on one of those. If you don't have it, you don't worry about it. If you have a ball instead, replace the ring with the ball. You've got a light to medium resistance band. I never really tell you to get a heavy resistance band. These fabric ones are heavy enough. This is light and there's not loads of elasticity and movement. There's a lot of resistance. So the light, if you've got fabric, if you've got your latex, then you're using medium intensity. Otherwise, for light to medium. And then, guys, final props. Your light hand weights 0.5 to 1 kg. Don't do 2 kg, you're probably going to strain yourself. So just do those. Always your other option as well are the yoga blocks that you can add in. I'm not going to use it, I've just got it here. But yoga blocks, if you have two of them, great for 4-point kneeling, shoulder awareness. Otherwise, you don't need it because I'm going to give you all the awareness. Okay, so let's just come into child's pose. Open those knees nice and wide. Let's make sure that we've got our 45 minutes on. Good. Sit those hips back. Stretch those arms forward. Tuck your tailbone under. So you're going to roll that pelvis under and almost pull the rib cage up and away from the mat. Relax the shoulders from your ears. Slide those arms forwards. And let's start with our breathing. Super important. We take our inhale through our nose. And I need you to almost expand and push your belly in towards the floor there. So let the belly grow nice and heavy. And then take your exhale, pull the rib cage up and away from the mat and begin to draw your pelvic floor muscles up. They're clearly starting to contract. On the inhale, your pelvic floor muscles are lengthening. You're not contracting, you're not pulling up. On your exhale, you're starting to draw up as the diaphragm also starts to ascend there. Take your inhale, your diaphragm starts to descend down and your pelvic floor muscles are just lengthening. Exhale, we're drawing up. Good, guys. Do one more like that. Take your inhale. Rib cage expansion posteriorly at the back of the body, laterally into the sides, anteriorly at the front. Exhale, relaxing. Great. We come up to 4-point kneeling. We start to mobilize the shoulders first. Bring your hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Lengthen your head in line with your spine. Take an inhale. We're going to push the mat away from us. Hold there, breathe in, and now sink your shoulder blades together as you try and now activate your breastbone and your ribs. So I've just engaged my rib cage. And then let's exhale through the mouth as we lift the shoulder blades away from the mat. So physically, the shoulder and the arm and around the upper arm and shoulder joint at the front of the body is strengthening here. And then we're sinking again, not letting those ribs pop out the belly. Exhale, coming back up. Let's do another 5. Try and keep your lower back in its neutral arched position. So your tailbone slightly tilts up here towards the ceiling. 4 more. 3, 2. Great job, people. Keep it going. Last one. Hold the lift of the upper body. Open your collarbone nice and wide and take an inhale. Articulate your spine into extension. Look forwards. Exhale, tuck your pelvis, contract your glutes. Slide your ribs down to your hips. Take your inhale. Stretch your breastbone, top of the rib cage here, away from your belly button, away from your navel and your pelvis. And then exhale, connect the dots. Pull that breastbone down as you pull those muscle fibers up because we've done the exhale. So remember the breathing, the formula. As we inhale, the diaphragm is starting to descend down the body, but the pelvic floor muscles are also lengthening. As we exhale, we start to contract, the ribs slide down, and we're finding that the diaphragm has actually also drawn up. Let's do 2 more. Shoulders on top of your wrists. Inhale, just try and allow this to sit with you and land with you. Allow yourself to try to understand this in your body as you move at the same time. It's not about perfection, it's just about you trying to understand and be aware. Exhale. And then we come back to center. Now, neutral spine, head looks forwards. We're going to hover the left knee off the mat. Open the left knee out to the side of the hip. and you're drawing that pubic bone up to your belly button at this point, and I need that line to be drawing up the whole time. Hover that knee, bring it back down. We go out again. So at this point, you have your yoga blocks underneath your hands, and you could be stabilizing a little bit better. Otherwise, you're doing your best. You're striving for mastery in your body, in your posture. Really pull the ribs as if I put my hand under your rib cage here, pushing up and away from your hand through the rib cage so that we've got our rib cage alignment stacking on top of the hip. Lengthening your head forward, let's do one more here. Now I need us to go into a circular movement. So we're going to move and lift that knee up without the lower back arching. So more activation pulling up here, guys. You need that pelvic floor drawing up the whole time. Bring that knee down, circle the knee out to the side and around. Let's do another 4. Up and around, stay lifted through the upper body for 3. Really connect through your hands away from the shoulders, pushing up and away. 2 more. It doesn't matter the height of the knee at the moment. We're trying to get some hip extension when the knee goes back. We're not arching into the lower back. Let's do 1 more. Really zip your pubic bone to your belly button and drop your knee to the other side. I'm going to switch around so we can see my side of the body. You guys stay exactly as you are. Take your hands under your shoulders, stay lifted. Wide shoulders here. Okay, from here, keep the ribs lifted. Knee opens out to the side. You're going to resist and bring that knee back in. We're mobilizing the hips here. Taking it out, we're in a flexed hip position. Pubic bone zipping up to your belly button, eyes and head are lifted, looking forwards. 2 more here. You can be pointing the toes of that right foot. Ankle is directly behind your knee. Last one, we stay open. Now we're going to move that knee back behind the body. Try and lift it up. So that's your hip extension. Without your lower back arching, really lift those ribs up into the body. Bring your knee down and then open again. Yes. And once it happens, you feel so good in the body. Let's do 2 more. Your toes can be pointing. Alternatively, you could flex your ankle. And last one, and knees come down. Okay, tuck those toes under. Knees underneath your hips again. Hands under your shoulders, stay lifted. We take an inhale, we lift those ribs up. As we exhale, we hover. Good, and now I really need that pubic bone zipping up to the belly button. Drop your knees. So pubic bone to belly button. We're really tightening up the muscles here now. We're holding that on. Lower back stays in its neutral. So remember, there's a little bit of a tilt up through the tailbone here. And we lift through the shoulders, pushing into the mat, hover the knees. We go for another 10. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Lift that head in line with your spine. 9 more. Don't move your head. Go for another 8. Just find your focus. Go for another 7. Shoulders stay on top of your wrists. Don't shift the body weight back. Keep your neutral lower back. Well done. Let's go for another 5. Apologies if I lost the count. 4 more. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Go for 3 more. Activate your triceps and your upper arms as you push the mat away. Let's do 2 more. Keep your head in line with your spine. You have to keep checking. Last one, we hold. Now from here, we're going to push back, downward dog stretch. Lower those heels, take an inhale. Exhale, draw the rib cage up into the belly. Just keep your neutral lower back and bring those knees back down under your hips. Shoulders are back on top of your wrists. Move your upper body away, and then you're going to bring your upper body back on top of the wrist. So almost that's a better cue for you to activate and find that postural alignment than it is me saying, bring your knees down, because many people won't bring the shoulders on top of the wrist again. 4 more, guys. Look forwards as you're doing this. Don't drop your head. Don't tuck the chin. Don't go down with the head. Lengthen the vertebrae. Let's go for another 2. Lovely work, guys. Final one here. Good hold. Now from here, slowly walk one hand a little bit further forwards and the other hand a little bit further forwards. Drop your shoulders. Try to find deeper extension of your thoracic spine. That's the middle part of your spine. And then from here, let's lift those heels up and really pull that pubic bone up to your belly button again. And then really curl up through the rib cage. Lift the ribs away from gravity. Lower the heels back down. Take an inhale. You've gone into extension of the spine again. Look to your fingers and your thumbs. Exhale, lift. Inhale. So remember what happens on the exhale. Pubic bone draws up to belly button. That's your pelvic floor muscles contracting, shortening. Inhale to your extension. Let everything relax. Exhale, 2 more. You're working through your upper body here. Well done, everyone. I believe in you. Keep going. Final one, hold. Now, can you tuck your pelvis, contract your glutes, squeeze, slide the ribs to your hips, and lower your hips so that now your shoulders are back on top of your wrists. From here, can we shift the body weight back into the back of our heels? So you're extending your knees and lengthening the back of your legs. Now from here, can you shift your body weight into the tops of your toes just a little bit? Shoulders aren't moving too far over the wrists. Then the body weight travels back again. Zip your pubic bone up to your belly button. 5. Contract the glutes, find your precision. 4. Head in line with your spine. Stay lifted through the shoulders. 3. Hips on the pelvis are level. 2. Your quads in the front of the body are activating. Last 1. We hold. We're going to drop those knees. We're going to open the knees a little bit wider, untuck the toes, and sit your hips on your heels. Well done, guys. Rotate your wrists if you feel you need it there. Take a moment to breathe in through the rib cage and take your exhale. Really practice that breathing again. So remember, on your inhale, your belly expands. You're almost pushing your belly into the mat there. Exhale, pull your belly up away from the mat. Inhale to breathe in. The chest is lifting a little bit. Exhale, release. Well done, guys. Good. Okay, from here, coming into quick side bends. Take your right knee in line with your right hip bone, and then your left knee in line with your left ankle at the front of the body. Hip bones are square like headlights facing forwards. Left hand comes out to the side, right arm starts to lift up. Okay, from here, keep that right elbow in extension. Take your inhale. So expansion laterally through the sides of the body, and then we're going to slide to the left elbow, drop onto your left elbow and forearm, big stretch over. Notice that my fingertips aren't spread wide, just keep them closed. Inhale, breathe in. Anchor your right hip, and it's okay if it's lifting today. This is the practice. Keep that right glute down as much as you can. Take your inhale, and then exhale, lift off that elbow and slide that hand back in, noticing that the ribs are still trying to stay engaged. We go over again, taking that inhale. We could actually look up now, lengthen the neck, and then exhale. And one more time, guys. So you're really lifting from the shoulder blade, not through the neck muscles at all here. Inhale here. Keep stretching, exhale. The pubic bone is still drawing up to the belly button. You've still got activation through the lower abdominal region into the rib cage here. And then from here, let's just switch to the other side straight away. Just balance it out so you open up the lateral flexion side of your body here. So from here, you've got that left knee trying to open. If you feel you're cramping there, like I've just done, you're going to push that knee a little bit further out to a diagonal. Now from here, your right knee and your right ankle are in that nice 90-degree flex position. Your hip bones are facing forwards. We're drawing that breastbone in, zipping that pubic bone out. Right hand comes out to the side of your hip. Left arm reaches up. We've got extension and the fingers are closed. We inhale, we lengthen the vertebrae up. We're really drawing the fibers up here to connect and contract. And then we're going over, dropping into the elbow and extending. We could turn and rotate the head on the neck, lowering that left glute into the mat. Taking full extension, inhale, exhale, coming back up. Let's do 2 more. Going over again. We could go into that rotation again here. Good. And pushing up and away. Remember that you're lifting from the shoulder blade on this left side, not through the muscles in the neck at all. Gliding over, holding that stretch, rotating if you feel that's good for your body, because it is for mobility. And then back up. Great, guys. Okay, from here, I'm going to get us to start now with our resistance bands. Pop those resistance bands around your thighs, coming down onto the mat, shuffle your hips down, okay, and then take your feet underneath your ankles, 90 degrees here. Open those toes nice and wide, take your arms down to the sides of your body. Okay, shoulder bridges. From here, collarbone nice and wide, and then from here, chin is just going to drop down towards your throat to start with, and then just going to lengthen as you go into the hip lift. Push your arms down. This requires, tricep activation. Take your inhale to breathe in. Make sure both hips on the pelvis feel level, side to side to one another. Back of your glutes feel heavy. You're feeling grounded. That pelvis is nice and stable. No wobbling around of the hips on the pelvis. We want that stability. Okay, we require stability through the upper arm muscles contracting, pushing the front of the shoulder. Your anterior deltoid part of the shoulder is now opening. dropping that breastbone down so that the rib cage can close and become heavy into the mat. So your spine is not extending and we're activating the abdominal wall as we've done that rib cage engagement. Pubic bone zips up to the belly button. We've got some resistance through the outer thigh, abductor muscles, and glutes supporting your pelvic stability, lower back. We take our inhale to breathe in. As we exhale, tuck the pelvis, contract your glutes, really pull that pubic bone into your belly button, and vertebrae by vertebrae, articulate your spine off the mat and make sure that the rib cage is floating and pulling down to the hip bones. So we've got that beautiful alignment, and we've got this alignment of the pubic bone, belly button, and breastbone. So if we were to ruler them up, we've got that. The glutes are working here. The knees are lifting up and out of the ankle joints. We're going to open that chin very slightly now. Open the shoulders a little bit wider. You're resting on the shoulder blades. Take an inhale. Now we resist gravity. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae. The ribs now are pulling your vertebrae, articulating, sequencing into the mat. We're going to extend into the spine, little arch of the lower back. We're going to take an inhale. The ribs might be flaring here. Exhale, we're going to pull those ribs down. That breastbone drops towards your navel, your belly button, to your pubic bone, and we articulate and sequence off again. The knees are lifting up. You've got strong knees. Knees are lifting up. Glutes are strong. The hamstrings are on slightly here. Your abductor muscles here, outer thighs are switching on, and we're really working the abdominal, shoulders nice and wide. Use your triceps and the upper arms, and now articulate, slowly coming down. So you're pulling the ribs down into the hip bones, releasing vertebrae by vertebrae. We go back into some extension of the spine because the spine needs to mobilize in all ranges it can go into. Exhale. We initiate the tucking of the pelvis through that ribcage activation. Shoulders in the posture stay nice and open. We're going to hold our shoulder bridge, everyone. From here, take an inhale to breathe in. Exhale, resist, and bring your ribs and pelvis back into the mat. Keep the tuck of your pelvis. Lift and come all the way back up. Open your chin away from your chest. Press into the triceps. So you're going to resist both on the upwards phase, lift the knees away from the ankles, resist on the downwards phase towards gravity. 5 more, dropping back down. 4 more. Good. So make sure you can feel the knees physically stretching up and away from your ankles, trying to give you some more activation now through the glutes as we do that. Let's go for another 2. Apologies if I've lost that count again. Go for 1 more and hold. Now from here, going to open into that resistance band. If you don't have one today, you're just going to open the knees, try and stabilize your pelvis as if you were working against some resistance to stabilize you, and then come back in. I need that breastbone to be zipping to the belly button and then down to your pubic bone, and then lower the pelvis in between, keeping the ribs stacked on top of the pelvis again, tucking that pelvis coming back up, open the band, close, drop and resist, keeping the ribs always stacked on top of the hips. So these come up together, opening, close, drop and lower back down. So there's no, what that means now, guys, as you're going through this, is your back extensor muscles don't take over. Let's go for another 5, keeping this controlled movement, this precision going. 4 more. Your knees are always lifting up and away from your ankle joints. You're getting stronger. You're increasing your mind-body awareness. Good, guys. You're always elevating. 2 more. Always improving. Always getting a little bit better, a little bit more knowledgeable, understanding. Okay, last one. You're going to hold it all the way back up. Just open, close. Now on the closing, I need the ribs to pull towards one another in the midline of your belly. And I need your knees to stay on top of your ankles. And I need your knees to be kind of lengthening up to a diagonal now. 5 more. 4 more. Slow it down when the knees come back together. For 3, slow it down, resist. 2, well done. Go for 1 more. Now you're going to hold. Now from here, a few inches you drop down. We just change the tempo and the range of the muscles contracting. Exhale back up. Inhale, keep the glutes engaged as you lower. Exhale back up. Remember, the ribs always stay pulled down to align on top of your pelvis. 3 more. Last 2. Well done. And last 1. Let's hold. Pausing here. Bring your left foot a little bit closer underneath that left knee. Really stretch into this left hip extensor, pull the ribs down. Okay, this is a little bit more advanced, guys. You go where you can go. Lift that right knee into tabletop. Drop your pelvis. Remember, the ribs have stayed stacked on top of the hips. You can see your toes, the right toes, just on top of that right knee. So you're not quite here. We're just lifting a little bit higher so that we don't go into our lower backs. And then again, I need you to be working through that outer thigh on the left side and the side of the glute now. Lower back down. Use your triceps again to push almost a little bit. You're not pushing from your arms here, but you're using them for some stability. Let's go for 4 more. Your hips are level. We're going to exhale as we come up. Zip the pubic bone to the belly button. Inhale, lower, resist gravity. 2 more, always focusing on the rib cage to pelvic connection, guys. It's really important. Shoulders are equally distributed down into the mat for weights. Last one, we hold. Now we're going to extend that knee. Flex your ankle, lower knee to knee, and then point toes to lift. 5 more, keep that left glute on for 4. Keep it going for 3. Well done, everyone. Last 2. Good. Last 1. Bring that leg down, bring that knee to tabletop, drop the foot, hold your stability. Keep your ankles under your knees, squeeze those glutes, pull the ribs down to your hips, and shoulders wide, vertebrae by vertebrae. You shouldn't be down yet. There's no cheating. And release. Well done. If the band's moved down, just move it up a little bit. Take your fingers interlaced towards each other. Thumbs are apart. Thumbs are going to rest down your neck. As your hands, the cup and palm of the hand is the heart now taking rest of the head. Elbows are open out into the mat. Push your elbows wide. Maintain that width. Start with your ankles under your knees and push out into your resistance band for pelvic stability. Take an inhale, open and expand your rib cage. You're lengthening your obliques and your abdominal wall. Let's exhale through the mouth. Zip the pubic bone to the belly button. Heaviness in the back of the rib cage, not the lower back though. You're neutral. And slowly curl the upper body off the mat. Elbows open. Let's lower back into the rib cage. Don't flare those ribs too much. Shoulder blades, neck, head heavy in the mat with your elbows as well. So remember, the elbows and the shoulder joint have not moved. Inhale first. Exhale, you're now focusing on your rib cage on the exhale, pulling down, and the pubic bone, drawing the muscle fibers of the pelvic floor into your lower part of the abdominals, really connecting into that belt muscle we talk about, that transverse abdominal muscle, lowering into the back of the rib cage again. Shoulder blades are heavier again, and your upper body is resting into the mat. Let's do 5 more. Inhale, exhale. Well done, everyone. Contract your glutes, push out into your resistance band if you have it. Inhale, lower down. And again, 4 more. Exhaling as we curl up. Elbows have stayed wide the whole time. We keep the opening through the front of the shoulder joint. Exhale for 3 more. Contract those glutes. Don't let your lower back feel too heavy. Push your elbows out wide. 2 more. We inhale. We think about all the vertebrae lengthening underneath us. Exhale. We think about deep contraction in the abdominal wall now as we center and control and stabilize. Lower down with precision. Into gravity. That's your resistance. Under tension here. Curl all the way back up. Now from here, everyone. Right leg to tabletop. Stay lifted. Sink your breastbone down to your belly button and pull the pubic bone up to the belly button. So 2 points drawing down and up. Left leg. Okay, from here, we curl up a little bit higher. We lower back down. We take an inhale. We breathe in. As we exhale, I need us to extend that right hip and knee down towards the mat. Your toes are pointed. Resist, bring that knee in and lower back down. Check that your rib cage isn't flaring off the mat when you lower. Pull those ribs down towards the hip bones, pubic bone to belly button. Inhale before you move. Exhale, right leg again. Same leg, everyone. Find your hip stability here. If the hips are clicking a little bit, we're not probably activating those abdominals as much as we could be. It's okay. We meet the body where it is and we know where to improve. Inhale. We have to think deeply about this and we just keep doing it because we do improve the more we do it. Lower and resist back down. We do 2 more. Inhale to breathe in. Exhale. Pulling up that, I'm losing my words today. Pubic bone to belly button. You need another word for pubic bone. Come back up. Now bend your knee to come into the hip and extend. Just be careful that hip and tendon isn't clicking. Curl up again, push your elbows wide.
Contract the right glute on the extension. Can we do 2 more? Keep pulling in through the belly. There's no bulging, there's no movement. Really pull down even more. I don't care if you think you're doing it, do it a little bit more. Last one, hold. We go into a twist now into rotation. Look to that left elbow, keep your chin slightly open. Resist, bring that right knee in. Lower just a little bit into the upper shoulder blades. Exhale, abdominal curl and rotate. Now you should be digging that left rib, side of the rib cage down to your hip bone. Come back in. Let's do 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Elbows stay open. This right elbow and shoulder hasn't come in. You keep it wide. Then you're twisting. All of the tension is here through the upper and lower abdominals. 2 more. Look to your left elbow for range of motion through the rib cage. You're creating deeper mobility through the rib cage. Thoracic rotation, guys. Hold. Now bring that right knee in. Keep the control. That left foot can drop if it needs to, otherwise it stays up for a challenge. Extend, contract your glute, rotate a little bit more. Look to that back elbow. Slide that knee in. 3 more. How much do you want to feel good in the body and your posture? Let's do 2 more. We want to feel good. That's it, but don't pressure yourself. Let's do 1 more. Take it out. Well done. Twist. Engage the muscles. Back to center and drop. Rock yourself side to side, guys. From here, we go back to shoulder bridge onto the other side of the body. We go onto that left leg coming to tabletop. Press those arms down. You're going to roll those shoulders back into the mat, collarbone nice and wide, your chest wall and the front of the shoulder complex, anterior deltoid is the anatomical term, is lengthening in terms of muscular contraction. Now we're going to pull those ribs back in and we're going to keep that pelvic floor connection up to activate that deep, deep muscle that wraps around your lower back in the abdominals and it goes into your lower back. That's going to really help to stabilize and strengthen your core, which I know everyone wants from Pilates. So that's what you've got to do. We tighten those ribs down towards the hip bones now so those obliques can fire on to stabilize your spinal alignment, preventing lower back issues. Contracting the glutes now to also prevent any sciatica or lower back. We're going to press down into those arms, tap the pelvis, contract your glutes, lift the knees up and out of your ankle joints, open that chin very slightly, press down through your upper arms, back of the arms and open the shoulders a little bit wider. That doesn't mean that you've opened the arms wider unless you feel you need that stability in the body. Take your inhale to breathe in. Now from here, you're going to stay down with that right foot. So you just bring that right foot back underneath the knee if you feel it's too far down the mat. Keeping that alignment of the pubic bone up to your belly button and your breastbone. Pull those ribs in and now float that left leg to tabletop. Knee is 90 degrees in hip flexion on top of your hip, that knee. Toes a little bit higher. Lower your pelvis with the rib cage still stacking. No arching of your back off the mat. That's no extension. Inhale to breathe in. Exhale, your hips are trying to find some leveling and you're resisting as you drop into gravity. So it's not an easy drop. You're resisting and just notice my knee moves there. So you're keeping that knee now on top of your hip as much as you can. 2 more. Remember, this is about you developing awareness in your posture. Let's do 1 more, guys. You're really activating the right outer thigh here and your right glute, holding it here. Now extend that knee. Flex your ankle, take it down, try and stay lifted. Point your toes and then knee to knee alignment. Point to lift, pull those ribs down. Can we do 2 more? Slow and controlled. Last one. Take that leg down, lift, tabletop, drop the foot. You've not dropped the ribs or the pelvis. Hold, really lift those knees up and away and then slowly roll down. I'm only doing a few repetitions as this is still beginners. We could always challenge it in a little few more repetitions next time. Give your knees a hug, guys. Rock side to side. Sometimes I feel like I need to just extend the knees there for a little bit, so you might want to do that and just take some releases. And then from here, you can always almost like flick the feet, roll the rotation, rotate through your ankles, wiggle your toes if that feels good, point and flex, and then just come back down. Okay, I'm just going to swap to the other side for the other side of the obliques. Take your hands back behind your head, fingers interlaced, thumbs are running down back of your neck. Okay, we go again. Shoulders away from the ears, push the back of your rib cage down, make sure you're engaging the ribs now. So no flaring here, trying to find your engagement of your obliques and the abdominal wall as that pubic bone draws up. The muscle fibers are starting to switch here on. And then from here, your lower back isn't pushing down. Your hip bones are level and looking up towards the ceiling. A little bit of resistance, hip distance apart here. Okay, let's take an inhale, let's move. Exhale, let's curl back up. Keep those elbows nice and wide. We're zipping that breastbone into the belly button and pulling the pubic bone up towards the belly button. Knees come up to tabletop. On this side, you can always drop your right foot because we're going to go out to this side. That will require more stability if the foot's down. We're going to take an inhale to breathe and keep that lift. Left knee extends. We're going to go out into that rotation. That left elbow stays back and wide. And we really pulled this rib cage down to this hip bone. And then we're going to bend that knee lower and just hover. The ribs aren't flaring. Exhale, pull the rib cage down as the pelvic floor muscles are pulled up. Extend your hip, go into your rotation, look to your right elbow, and come back in. So precision now. Exhale. And return back in. This is about you connecting into that right rib to hip. You should feel that contraction and then come back in. Let's do 3 more on this side, everyone. You can do it. You drop this right foot if you feel you need more stability for your pelvis and your lower back. And when I say pelvis, I'm thinking about your hip alignment on the pelvis. Let's go for 1 more and then let's hold. Drop the right foot if you need to. Push your left elbow back, rotate. Bring that left knee in and then contract your left glute to extend that hip and the knee as well. Let's go for 3 more. Your lower back does not arch off of the mat here. Pull your lower belly down, zip that pubic bone into your belly button, rotate that left rib cage over to that right hip bone. Last 2, guys. Lift that back elbow. And final 1. Elbows nice and wide, twist, back to center, and drop in between. Little rock side to side. Well done, you're doing amazing. Rock yourselves up. We're just going to go into a few donkey kicks. Grab the yoga block underneath your shoulders if you feel you need some more shoulder stability and awareness of how to activate up here. Otherwise, you're going to have no props other than this resistance band. Just lower it a little bit if it's slided up. Okay, everyone, from here, you've always got the option to drop onto the opposite elbow and forearm to the leg that you're going to be going into the donkey kick rather than this side. I'm not doing that because the weight would just be uneven. Or you could come onto both elbows if you feel that, but I don't really want to advise you to do that. I want to try and keep you lifted through the upper body and able to activate here and here in the glute and not going into your back extensors or mobilizing and moving the spine like this. Okay, so first of all, we have to find 4-point kneeling. We have to keep the hands under the shoulders and the knees underneath our hips. We really need to push the mat away from us and stabilize through the upper body. And I now need that breastbone in between the upper rib cage to pull up. That doesn't mean you flexed into your spine. So your spine is still neutral. The tailbone at the back of your last part of the lower back, in your spine, your spinal vertebrae, that's starting to curl up just slightly. Now that lower back has got its natural neutral curvature, and then we're really making sure that we're zipping up that pubic bone to the belly button for this deep core connection, but at the same time, we need rib cage engagement to stabilize and align the skeletal structure. Okay, enough of that. Let's take that left foot, hover it off the mat. Keep drawing up that pubic bone to the belly button to keep your pelvic floor muscles switched on. Left knee extends behind your left hip. Now we're going to bring that knee down. This is a tight resistance band. So if anyone's feeling that their resistance is too much, you take it off. Push yourselves away from the mat. Keep your head lifted. We go back up into that extension, really contracting here, and then lower and resist back down. I'm going to drop to my right elbow and forearm and just move that left hand out slightly for better stability now. And now I can go into a little bit more hip extension. Keep your ankle on top of your knee and resist and tap it down. Shoulders nice and wide, stay lifted with that head because it's really easy for the head to drop here. Let's go for 4 more. Resisting. 3 more. Exhale on the lift. Inhale, come down. 2 more. And on this next one, we hold it up. We do small little pulses. Keep your ankle directly, vertically on top of your knee. Pull that pubic bone to your belly button. Keep the lift. 5. Stay lifted, shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to flex and round your spine. Bring that knee in. Really scoop your belly away from your thigh. Back to the donkey kick. No arching of the lower back. Lots of precision and awareness now of your sequencing. And then knee back on top. Your lower back doesn't arch. Can we do 4 more? Going here again. 3 more. Well done. 2 more. And this final one, we go out. From here, we extend, and then we do our hamstring curl and flex that ankle. Point the toes to go out, stay lifted. Point the toes come in. Oh, sorry. Points come in, flex to go out. Squeeze that glute and just keep that leg very switched on. Keep your knee in line with your hip. Let's stay lifted, head in line with the spine. 2 more. And final one. Hold that leg out, guys. Little pulse. 5, 4 hips down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and release. A little bit of tension might have creeped up into your neck there. If you compensated very slightly, that is okay. It's just finding the awareness so that you can correct it. Well done, guys. Okay, lying onto the right side of your body very quickly. Let's take that right hand behind head, open the elbow, bring the knees in front of your hips at 90-degree hip flexion, left hand to hip. Move that hip now away from the rib cage. Try not to flare now like what I'm doing in my body. We're going to pull the ribs back in and find the activation of our obliques. Zip that pubic bone to your belly button and keep your chin open. Lifting this left knee. We're going to find extension. Point the toes, find that lift. Flex your ankle. We're going to come into hip flexion again. Move your ankle in front of your hip bone. And now point your toes and pull back. Keeping your hip and your knee and your ankle all in neutral alignment. Bringing it forwards again. Pull to come back. No shifting of the body here. Keep your ribs directly on top of the pelvis. Trying not to drop this leg in the band. So keep your ankle exactly in line with the hip bone. Staying in one line. Now let's hold this leg out. And what we're going to do is keep that hand on the hip. And I want us to bend this knee to come back in. Lower, lift again, and then resist and drop back down. 5. Really pull those ribs together into the midline. Let's go for another 4. Let's make sure we're exhaling. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure you're exhaling. Into here to contract. And again, exhale. Let's go for 2 more. This shoulder stays open on that left side. Last one, guys. Hold. Internal hip rotation. External hip rotation. 5 more. Keep going. 4 now. Heel to heel. Knee to knee for 3 more. Working through this side of the glute and hip. 2 more after this. Well done, everyone. And sorry, that range wasn't great. Last one. Come back, lift, and lower. Well done. Little massage out there. Okay, from here, can we grab our ring? Lay on the back of the body. Keep your resistance band on and take that ring on your breastbone in between the upper rib cage. And now this part of the ring is almost on belly button. Okay, from here, fingers interlaced on this ring. That's it. Elbows nice and wide and we're pulling down. Now we're going to take an inhale. Breathe and expand into the ring. So this is how we want to breathe. So the pelvic floor muscles are lengthening. The diaphragm has started to descend. It started to drop, even though it kind of feels, it doesn't feel like it's really done that. I always find that quite confusing. And then as you exhale, you're zipping that pubic bone up to the belly button and pulling the rib cage down. So the diaphragm is actually ascended there with the pelvic floor muscles also ascending. Inhale. And then take your exhale, activating your obliques side to side. Now keep pulling down into the resistance of the band. Your biceps are on as you keep your open elbows. Lifting the head as you've nodded the chin towards your chest. I need you to really fire up your pelvic floor now. Point your toes as well here into plantar flexion. Extending the knees, the quads are on. Rounding each vertebrae off the spine, off the mat. We're trying to curve into that lower back as much as we can. And then we're going to flex over. Now we maintain this spinal flexion, and then we're going to keep that elbow lift position. Look over your ring, tuck your pelvis, zip your pubic bone to your belly button, extend through the hips, so the hips have stayed in extension. I would flex the ankles and come down. It's okay if the ribs are now flaring. We're going to take our inhale. Take your exhale, point those toes, and we found that activation. Push down, biceps are on, elbows nice and wide. You're tucking your chin, you're pushing that lower back into the mat, really contracting away from the ring and flexing over. We do one more. Inhale, breathe in. You could flex your ankles for a second. I'm going to point my toes to keep the extension through the knees. The quads are on. My hips are going to extend as my glutes are contracting. Zipping up here and then taking an inhale. It's okay if the ribs flare initially, but then we're going to inhale, breathe out into the rib cage as well. Exhale, zipping up, closing down, and then from here, pushing down. Now you're working with that resistance. It does hurt the sternum, the breastbone a little bit. The ring can be a bit uncomfortable, and fold that. Well done, guys. Slowly just bring your lower back, then your mid back into that segmentation, upper back, and extend. Well done. Let's drop that ring. Let's return to 4-point kneeling on that right side. Well done, everyone. We're nearly there. Only a few more minutes left. Okay. Knees underneath the hips. Stay lifted through the upper body. Shoulders away from your ears. From here, drawing the ribs up, activate those abdominals. Okay, right knee comes back into that donkey kick. Keep that head lifted. Resist and drop back down. So it's a slow lift up. Your ankle is on top of your knee. So I need you to keep that ankle bone vertically on top of your knee. So you've got to close your leg in and then find that activation. Make sure you're zipping up your pubic bone to your belly button. Make sure that these triceps feel like they're switching on as you come up. Head is in line with your spine. Can we do 3 more? Well done. Going for 2 more. Exhaling up. Let's do 1 more. Let's hold. And then from here, can we do small little pulses? Keeping that ankle on top of the knee still. Let's go for another 3. Really zip your pubic bone up. Don't let the lower back mobilize. 2, head in line with your spine. Last one, hold. Bring your knee in and let's go into that flexion. We're scooping away from that thigh and resistance band. We go straight back into our hip extension, ankle still on top of that knee, and then pull back in again. And then straight back out. So you're controlling this from your center, and then pull that knee in. Can we do 3 more? Keeping that control and the precision through your body. Pulling in. 2 more. Coming up. Can we do one last one, guys? We come up here. Now we're going to go into that hamstring curl. Let's point the toes as we come in. Keep your knee in line with your hip. This resistance band is very strong for a light. Keep your shoulders nice and wide. Really make sure you're still activating. Flexing your ankle, point the toes as you come in. Flex to go out. Let's go for 2 more. Keep that right hip bone parallel to the mat. Try and tuck your pelvis just a little bit if that lower back feels like it takes over. Head lifted again. Final one, guys. We're going to take that leg back out. Let's point those toes and do little pulses. Really zip this pubic bone up to your belly button and keep that vertical alignment. 4, shoulders lift. 3, 2, and 1, and come down. I was exhausted on that side. Open your knees, quick child's pose. Rotate those wrists, nice stretch of your lumbar spine. Just release your back a little bit. Sway side to side. Let's take an inhale. I need your inhale to travel into the back, side and front of the ribs. Belly pushes down, exhale. Pull those pelvic floor muscles up. Okay, guys, well done. Coming onto the left side of your body. Start on left arm, left hand behind head, elbow nice and wide, knees in front of your hip, ankles are stacked, right hand to hip. Push that hip bone away, open your chin. Make sure you're resting in your bicep. Little hover of that left rib cage and push those ribs and pubic bone sits up to the belly button. Let's take that lift up. From here, let's flex that ankle. Let's take that extension. Okay, we're going to bring that leg forwards, keeping the ribs engaged here, and then pull and sweep that leg back into hip extension. Ankle always in line with your hip. Exhale back. Inhale, keep your form. I'm actually going to take my right hand behind my head, interlacing my fingers, keeping a little bit more support there. Pull back again. Let's do 2 more. This knee might lift a little bit. That's quite normal where you're developing strength and you're realigning and you're still needing to pull this left rib into the body for the obliques. Let's do 1 more, guys. Let's hold that leg out here. Let's bend that knee in. Let's take a little lower, resist, come back up. Let's keep that ankle in line with the knee and let's resist the band and then resist as we drop down. Inhale down, exhale. Inhale down, Exhale, keep your hips stacked, keep your ribs stacked, keep your shoulders stacked. Final one for that rotation of the hip. Internal hip rotation, external. So this is from the hip joint. Let's go for 4 more. 3 more. Get that range. Open. Last 2. Well done. And final 1. All the way down. Lift up and lower back down. Well done. You could burn it out a little bit more, but we're trying to cover what we can. Okay, take that resistance band off and we're going to grab our hand weights if we have got them. Well done, guys. Okay, let's from here just take a little seat down onto our heels. We're going to finish with just a few seconds of our arms just to finish it out. Come into standing if that feels better, and if the knees are uncomfortable here, I'm going to stay in this kneeling position so I can just focus on the upper body. Pull the ribs in, zip that pubic bone to your belly button, find your alignment again, and then take your arms out to the sides. We're going to extend those elbows. Take a small little lower underneath the shoulders, and then let's take that lift back up. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Let's go for 5 more just like that. Take that little lift and that lower. 4 more. Wrist in line with shoulders. 3 more. Lengthen your vertebrae. 2 more. Really zip your pubic bone to your belly button. 1 more. Keep those shoulders in line with your wrist. Turn the palms forwards. Let's bring those arms forwards and then contract the shoulder blades together as you pull back, trying not to let your back arch there or extend. Really engage those ribs down to the hips and then open, keep that engagement. Let's go for another 5. Open out nice and wide. Let's go for another 4. Opening out nice and wide there. 3 more. Keeping that going, guys, you're nearly done. 2 more. Well done. Let's go for 1 more. Hold it here. Bend your elbows, draw your shoulder blades together, turn the palms facing down as you come in, turn the palms to face each other as you come in, and extend. 5 more. I need you to resist when you bend those elbows and arms in. 4 more. Make sure your abdominals are still connecting. 3 more. Really squeeze. 2 more. Squeeze those arms in. Final one, we're going to go into our lateral extensions out. We're going to come just up to the side of the shoulders. From here, just a little lower below shoulders again. Back up in line with shoulders, little lower back down, stabilizing through the shoulder joints here, guys. Keeping a little soft bend through the elbows is fine. Otherwise, just extension, but not really locking the elbows. 4 more, keep it going. 3 more, slow and controlled. Last 2, and we do last 1. We hold, we turn the palms forwards, and down, forwards and down. So I just need your weights to almost face one another, turn them to the floor, and then just turn back up so they face side to side. 5, and that on its own is hard. 4, that's it, even without weights. For 3, last 2, well done. Last 1, we open nice and wide, we hold. Now bend your elbows to come back down. We could have done longer. I'll do longer in other sessions. I'll keep a focus on shoulders for future sessions. But you guys have worked head to toe pretty much. Well done, guys. Let's just take a moment to breathe it out. Take your hands to your ribs, sides of the rib cage, shoulders roll down. Let's close the eyelids down here. Let's take a moment to connect just to the breathing and resting the body here. Take an inhale. Breathe into the ribs. So you're going to breathe forwards, sides, back. That's where the air has traveled, not just breathing through the neck. The air is traveling up. Now, as you exhale, we draw these muscle fibers up as the ribs close. In, side in, and forwards in. Inhale again. Just relax your shoulders. Exhale. Just tell yourself how proud you are of moving your body in this way. Take an inhale. Just a little bit of devotion to yourself is all it takes. Release. Well done, guys. Take your hands to your laps. Shoulders roll back. Look side to side with your head on your neck. I always think it's nice just to finish with a little tilt as well. I'm doing this quite quickly. You guys spend as long as you need. You could do a little circle of the head as well if you want to stay here a little bit longer. And I'm just going to reverse it so that I finish this up for us because we've done 45 minutes. And then from here, shoulders reset back again. You could just give your arms a little shake, little rub together. Well done. And release and relax. Well done, everyone. Thank you for showing up. And I'll see you in our next video. Let me know if you've got any feedback on that,
any comments at all, anything that resonates, that you need explaining a little bit clearer, any questions at all, please pop them my way. You know, you can follow me at Posture by Molly on Instagram, and you know, I'm here on YouTube as well, and I can see comments as well. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in our next class. Bye.